How's it going, NPC Nation? Welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, we're going to be talking about are we ever going to bring back extinct animals, or are we getting closer to bringing back extinct animals? For years now, we've been talking about bringing back the woolly mammoth. As one of them, the giant sloth, that giant cool-looking sloth thing. Saber-toothed tigers, dodo birds, a lot of those extinct prehistoric animals. Mostly, one of them was the woolly mammoth. And I've always talked about, I've always been interested in history, so that's why I like making history videos on here, on my channel sometimes. And I like talking about this kind of stuff because it's interesting. What if we do bring back the woolly mammoth? How would the elephants of today look at its predecessors? Because the woolly mammoth was a species of mammoth, which eventually became elephants. And they lost their fur for stronger skin, longer tusk. Because they live in warmer climates, there's no need for the fur. That's why elephants don't have fur now, because woolly mammoths were around the colder climates, like Alaska, Antarctica. All those colder climates were, where you needed fur. That's why saber-toothed tiger, all the Ice Age movies have all these working together, the sloths, the giant sloths, because they were really around the colder climates, especially the woolly mammoths. They got around to the warmer climates, but it wasn't as warm as, today is, when they were roaming the earth millions of years ago. But for years now, we've been talking about recreating the woolly mammoth from woolly mammoth DNA. Is it still possible? Is it still a probable thing that we can do? Can we actually make a real-life woolly mammoth possibility? If you take the current elephant's DNA, the DNA from the current elephants that we have before they go extinct, to be honest, some of them, the African elephants might, and then you take a DNA from a woolly mammoth, because they've had DNA for woolly mammoth and it's been frozen. They took some of the bone from woolly mammoth fossils, and I think they froze it, or teeth or something. If you just take DNA from a woolly mammoth fossil and current DNA from an elephant, genetic breeding is a thing that can happen. That happens all the time, where we combine two different species and we get a brand new species. But they're basically kind of the same species. Mammoths are extinct, but elephants are kind of the successor to mammoths. Mammoths are their ancestor, and elephants are basically descendants from mammoths, because mammoths are elephants, just with fur. But elephants don't have fur anymore because, they're in warmer climates and tougher skin and longer. I think their tusks are longer than woolly mammoths. Could we do that? Could we take the current DNA of any existing descendant and try to gene splice that with the ancestor, like dodo birds, that one creature that was on Tasmania. A lot of these extinct creatures, like the Chinese river dolphin, could we take that extinction, and because there's some of these recent extinctions, could we take that and with a new DNA from a Chinese river dolphin, and then a DNA from a current dolphin to make another Chinese river dolphin? Or, right now we're talking about mammoths in this video, just any extinct animal. Could that really happen? For years we've been talking about that, scientists. Will we ever get that technology where we will see a mammoth in our lifetime? Most likely yes, but most likely no. It's just harder to do with an extinct animal that has been extinct for millions and millions of years. Even though we have woolly mammoth remains, and we have woolly mammoth fossils and stuff like that still to this day. But could it actually happen that one day in our lifetime we will see an extinct animal? What is the easiest extinct animal to bring back? The mammoth is one of them that they've been talking about for years. Dodo bird is another one, which dodo bird went extinct not millions of years ago, actually. The last recording was, I think, the 1600s for dodo bird. Dodo bird lasted a long time. It's the same way. The dodo bird went extinct. Massive hunting, advance of technology, that is one thing. I think the 1600s is when the dodo bird was last recorded alive before it went extinct. But can we bring back an extinct animal that we have DNAs from? Like dinosaur. They have descendants that are basically still alive, like the horseshoe crab. And you have alligators, basically your descendants of dinosaurs, and elephants are descendants of woolly mammoths. But could we bring something like that? Is it possible to bring any dinosaur back? Probably not. You don't have any existing descendants. The woolly mammoth basically does. You can use DNA of an elephant to bring back a woolly mammoth. But will it ever happen? That's one thing I always thought in history. Can we ever bring back an extinct animal? They're extinct for a reason, but they've been talking about it for years now, that we can bring back an extinct animal. And the mammoth is the most, sought after extinct animal that we've been trying to bring back for years. I think it's possible. I just think it's harder to do with technology, but if we ever advance far enough to do that, that'll be great. But I'm not going to go far-fetched and say we're going to bring back the dinosaurs. That's never going to happen. I don't think there's enough descendants of dinosaurs to bring back dinosaurs. Even though the horseshoe crab is like the oldest living animal on the planet. But I think the mammoth will be possible because you have, like I said, you can do genome splicing and mix two DNAs together of the same, basically the ancestor and the descendant, which is the current elephants, are descendants of basically mammals, woolly mammoths. Woolly mammoths. Woolly mammoths and elephants are basically, woolly mammoth is the ancestor and the descendant is the elephant. And the elephant, it's very interesting how the elephant works, is because there's multiple subspecies of elephant, just like there is any different species. A woolly mammoth is a subspecies of mammoth. There's not just one mammoth, there's multiple different kinds of mammoth that were roaming the earth. Woolly mammoths were just the more popular ones that we tried to bring back. But though I think it's possible, yeah, I really do. I really do think it's possible to bring back a woolly mammoth, or bring back any extinct animal, except like the dinosaurs. Obviously, that's going to be the hardest one. But like a dodo bird, you can just splice the genes with a chicken and try to bring back a dodo bird, because I think the chicken is kind of like the dodo bird's descendant. That's what it basically evolved to. It's basically, a lot of these animals went extinct because of massive hunting. Advanced in technology. Woolly mammoth went extinct because the spears were invented, nets. Humans learned how fire worked and how spears worked. But it's always interesting. History is always interesting. Will it ever happen, or will it repeat itself? That's one thing that you never want to see, is history repeats itself. But for making extinct animals come back to life, that'll be great. Then we can declassify it from extinct to de-extinct. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, press the share button, press the like button, press the red shiny subscribe button, press the bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.